And yeah, and we have an emphasis to for communities such as veterans and underrepresented communities. So we've been running this meetup for almost 8 years now, and we've been doing it for every month. But this year itself, it's been amazing. We have at least two meetups during the month, and that's been very great. And now the people are coming and know us and know what we do. So our next event, and this is just a meetup, not talking about the conference, but our next event is going to be in December, and we usually do a winter hacking fest. This is just a time to come and chill, and don't know when it's going to be. We're still working with some potential organizations. Again, we're a community, we're in this together. So we're going to try to finalize by the end of the month. It's actually, we're already at the end of the month. So in the next few weeks. So, I'll keep you guys posted. And then again, if you want to share your knowledge, please, submit, call for papers. We're going to start doing more meetups in San Francisco, potentially East Bay, and here Hacker Dojo, our Saturday meetup. So again, if you're interested in sharing your knowledge, we have a place for you. And we do a lot of community collaborations. Again, OWASP, we just had an event with OWASP last week. It was great. WSIS, we also do, again, we usually do the Winter Hacking Fest with WSIS, and always turns out really well. So, we are going to continue doing that. And again, the Winter Hacking Fest is going to be about, bring the communities together. Okay. And, this coming Saturday, it's finally the conference, November 2nd. It's going to be our 5th year's anniversary. And this year, the theme is Dia de los Hackers, or Dia de los Muertos. So Dia de los Muertos, November 2nd, it's a holiday not only celebrated in Mexico, but heavily celebrated in California. And so I decided to pick this theme because we have to remember that, we have a lifespan. And before you go to the next place, whatever that is, there's a lot that you can do here. So this is an opportunity for us to remember all those hackers that passed, but leave something, that we can continue on. One of them is being Dan Kaminsky, and we have, a room. He was a Hacker Dojo member, and he's actually an Internet Hall of Fame. So if you want to know more about it, he's a great guy, was a great guy. And for the first time, we're going to have a kids village. So if you think that, it's, I can't on Saturday because, I don't know where to put my kids. Well, guess what? We just make it easier for you. We're going to have a kids village. So please register. And with that being said, if you're a Hacker Dojo active member, you're getting for free. You just have to contact Tiana, and she's going to provide you with a code. There is going to be, regardless of your status, even if you're a Hacker Dojo member, if you come in, people are not going to let you in because you don't have a badge. So please register for the event, okay? And as always, I want to thank Hacker Dojo for being for hosting us. They've been really nice. This is where we've been doing the conference for the last 5 years, and we're going to continue doing that. And also, again, this is also a nonprofit. So, if you want to help them out, there is a QR code for donations. So again, this place runs out of donations as well. So please help them out to continue having this venue, okay? And as always, I want to thank my sponsors because without them, we could not be here. And again, I want to thank today's sponsors, Gopher Security. You'll hear more about it in a little bit, but I want to thank them for sponsoring this event. And as always, we need your help. It's not just about money. It's also about spreading the word, telling people who we are, what we do, send us referrals, tell them, that we have a place for them. If you're hiring, please let us know that you're hiring so we can send you potential candidates. And again, if you want to share your knowledge, please let us know so we can assign you for our next events. And again, if your company can sponsor an event, please let us know. We're always, accept those that type of help. And if you are not part of our community on Discord, here is the QR code. Okay. Again, we have a semi-active community on Discord. We're growing. We didn't have one for a while, and suddenly we have one, but people are still jumping in and trying to be active. So please be more engaged with the community. And that's it. Again, my name is Marco. You can email me. I have a Twitter, but I'm more active on LinkedIn, so you can find me on LinkedIn or in Discord. You can find me under Marcraft. And again, thank you so much for coming up tonight. And I hope to see you on Saturday, because Saturday, again, it's going to be a great event. By the way, I was going to show you really quick. We have the agenda posted. And as you can see, this year, we're going to have 2 tracks, 5 workshops, and we're going to have the lockpicking village, we're going to have the kids village, and we're going to have the soldering village. So this is probably been one of the biggest events that we host in the past. So yeah, check it out, and join us on Saturday. So thank you so much. And with that, I'm gonna introduce Edward. So again, Edward has this amazing company he's building, and he brought this workshop that sounds very interesting. So I'm looking forward to see what he has on for the plate. So Edward, come in.
Thank you.
Do you need the?
Yeah, I just have this one.
Okay. So you can see that. Go ahead and share the screen. If you forgot to share mine, mine doesn't matter.
Does it keep?
Go ahead and do share. And then do desktop number 2. So that's going to be on the TV. Yeah. So whatever you share on the TV.
Wait. You don't know.
Yeah.
Can't see the screen.
Right. So if unless you want to duplicate your screen, so right now you have a separate screen, but you can duplicate it.
How do I do that? Screen, yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Good.
So I tried.
You might want to move the thing like to the side, the corner, so it doesn't show the camera.
It's good.
Yeah, so just move this. You can do this small.
Okay.
This. Or like on the side.
Okay.
So
I see.
if you want to make that bigger.
I see.
And right now you're sharing, so you're good.
Okay. Hey, why can I get a full screen?
Yeah, you just click on the icon.
I have to click the icon.
Yeah.
That's one. Oh, I see.
There you go.
Okay. Hey everyone. Thank you guys for coming. Hopefully you like the food we bring to you. Just help yourself get some food. So my name is Edward. So I'm the founder of CEO of the company. Our company called Gopher.security. I mean, before this event, how many guys heard about the gopher animal? You all heard, right? Yeah, you should have heard and safe from your backyard, right? The gopher is the best at digging tunnels. Okay, we use the same metaphor surface digging tunnel, underground, we're digging tunnel, a cyber tunnel, right? So that's how we came up with this name of the company. It's called Gopher Security, meaning we're the best get you guys connected using this cyber tunnel, which is a quantum secure, quantum resistant, and end-to-end encrypted. That's where we came from originally. So yeah, it's a long story. So why we build this Gopher company? It's a typical founder story. Before the Gopher, we have another product, okay, and another company, to be honest, which is consumer VPN. We call it Squirrel VPN. So if you search out the Google Squirrel VPN, you will find out our website, and we have since 2019. Okay, so we have a tremendous growth, and we're profitable. And then later on, and we get into the Gopher, just because for the Squirrel consumer VPN, we have a very big problem, which is we want to protect our customer data. Okay, so in a very bulletproof way, so nobody else can hack into our system, because we're a VPN company. What if we get data breached, right? And then we lost our customer. That also put us into a very bad situation, right? You're a VPN company, you take care of security, and yourself is data breach, right? Like before Okta, right? Is holding everybody's identity. Okta get hacked, get data breach, right? That's just so bad a situation. So from there, we protect our customer data, and essentially we want to protect our admin console, okay, and the privilege access control from there. And we checked out the market. There's no good solution for that very layer down space. Just protect your privilege access control, which is the admin console, very well. So, and then we eventually figure out, hey, we're just security guy. Just why don't we just build it, right? So from there, and we have this POC, and we build our own baby Gopher. Okay, like 1 year ago, we built our baby Gopher, and we use baby Gopher to secure our Squirrel VPN, the customer data, the privilege access control. And then a couple of months later, we realized this is a common problem, not just us. Okay, some other company, they also needed this kind of solution. It's extremely simple to use, and same day lead, and they can just sign up and protect. So that's a common problem. And then we realize, and we just keep improving our baby Gopher, and we improve till the end of the day. It's like fully functional, that product that we push to market. So it's been live, and we have some customer, and they were closing some big deals. So this is like the whole story. Why we get into cybersecurity, why we have this Gopher security. So far we position Gopher as a platform, which is a unified platform, and gave you the out-of-box security and networking capability. So if you guys know about the security industry space, you have the fragmentation problem. Essentially, modern companies like 500 employees or above, right? You're looking for up to 10, maybe even 20 tools from different vendors. So, and the enemy of the company is like juggling of like acrobats, right? Like different tools help here and there. So our mission is like give you a unified platform and consolidate all this thing, okay? The idea means that you need every company start from networking and then security, right? So we give you a unified platform. You get all your server, machine, user to machine, all interconnected, okay? Seamlessly. So, and on top of the networking capability, we also give you the feature, security feature you need. For example, we give you out-of-box that zero trust capability. We give you SASE capability, right? And we give you some other quantum security, for example. So that's how like we have seen this industrial problem, and we learn it from our customer. So we build this unified platform. And a little bit about myself is, of course, I found a company from a Squirrel and back to 2019 till the end we're still running. And most recent journey is like Gopher. Before 2019, I was working for Hortonworks, okay, Hadoop, on the whole Hadoop stack. I'm a system guy for like 3 years. And before that, I was like researcher from Illinois Tech, okay, 2012 to 2014. And before that, okay, I was like director of the infrastructure for ERP company, a couple of ERP company. This is my whole story. Yeah, I'm a system guy. I'm a software guy. Okay. Back to this idea of the Gopher. It's unified platform, but I want to take this remote worker and the cloud application, for example. So here, before the COVID, before mobile, before cloud adoption, so everybody's inside the company. Here's what you like get a situation like years ago, right? Everybody's inside. So all devices trusted. So that security model is still based on perimeter. It's a firewall based, right? So every inside, you're good because you don't work across the perimeter. You have no access from home, right? But since get changed or not, since COVID, since cloud adoption, right? So this is what you look like. Still, you probably incorporate either on-premise and cloud. You still have a perimeter, firewall-based, but everybody is work from remote, right? Your home, your coffee shop, and everywhere. So you already go across a perimeter, which is firewall, for example. And there are four typical problems here. First problem, we call the endpoint problem. Okay, all these guys, you say these guys, either you yourself or either some like bad actors, right? So we could device problem, endpoint problem, and if you work remotely, you don't have endpoint protection, and you are the victim, right? So second problem is once you move across the perimeter, you want to access the corporate resource, and the connection itself, it's most vulnerable place, right? Even you have HTTPS, doesn't mean that you're secure. You have peace of mind. So there are lots of places like certificate PIN. There are lots of places you get hacked. For example, you don't have a certificate PIN. Case one, case two, and there's the HTTPS, TLS, and the vulnerable can be exploited. And the case three is you have this that the CA hacked, right? So you got compromised the certificate. There are lots of places, okay? So that's why connection itself is very vulnerable. And the third case is once you get into the company, or if you don't have a granular access control in place, okay, you're done. So like a couple of years ago, Target get a data breach. Why that happen? Because they have like third-party contractor. Contractor is using VPN to access into Target internal system. Not unfortunately, they don't have granular policy control in place inside the Target. So that's why counterparty bad actors use a VPN credential, log into the Target internal system. They got 100 million of customers, including each of you, right? Your data is being leaked into the dark web already. So that's why this granular policy control, access control inside a modern company is very, very, very important. So start showing like more than half, even 60% of company, they don't have this granular policy control till the end of the day still. So that's why we think this one is very important. So lastly, even you take an endpoint problem, connection problem, and granular access control problem, but still in the worst case, you still could be data breach, right? So what's the takeaway here? In the worst case, you get breached, you really need a way like to prevent a thing called lateral data breaches, okay? Meaning they get into the system, but you don't want the data breaches spread out everywhere. So you need a way to segregate your workloads, your traffic, okay, in a very good way. So this is security terms, we call it micro-segmentation. So micro-segmentation nowadays is very popular. I think it's in the very early stage. All the modern companies, they are trying to employ that micro-segmentation to segregate the workload and traffic, okay, to prevent this lateral movement of data breaches, right? So we have the four problems, and the device problem, connection problem, granular access control problem, and the lateral movement problem, okay? So with all these problems, we designed the corresponding proper solution for that. Yeah, I just want to let you guys know if you have any questions, just interrupt me. It's okay. Yeah. Any question for this side? I guess. Yeah. So yeah, just interrupt me and give me questions so I can answer in the middle. Yeah. So we came up with 4 unique security dimensions to tackle all this four problems. Some interesting stats you guys may want to look at this. Okay, so can you guys imagine nowadays the whole world? So every day there are 2,000 data breaches. That like breaks down. It's like every 40 seconds. Okay, we have one data breach. So probably you guys, if you guys don't track this stats, it will be very stunning. Okay, so it's very. The first time I saw the stats, it's like I cannot believe. Okay, every 40 seconds there's a data breach. Okay, so if you have a remote worker, you guys are working from the Hack Dojo, right? I'm assuming that you access your company resource or the cloud server, right? That you are the victims, most likely, right? If you have this kind of a workforce pattern and you have like 60% more being like victim of data breaches, all right? And once you get data breaches, and you are at least looking for 2 months lockdown time. So I'm from Fremont, and our labor city, Oakland City, has been data breaches, right? And they shut down their system since March, all the way to the end of the May. They shut down the government system for 2 months, right? 60 days, even worse. Like 1 year, 2 years ago, the Colonial Pipe, right? East Coast, they get data breach, right? All the East Coast, the gas prices skyrocketing, right? They shut down the system for a very long time. So yeah, 2 months. And at least 1 minute to start investigating, forensic check, everything. And then if you got a unlucky, you're gonna find every database customer got affected. You're looking for a 20,000 government fine. So yeah, so back to the solution. Okay, first one, in order to address this endpoint security, we have this solution called context-aware authentication. All right, you say the device, you guys are from remote, you're a victim from there, and we figure out this context-aware authentication. How does it work? So simply put, it's imagine that you guys load 2FA, okay? Use your phone to get the code and log into the system, 2FA. And our context-aware authentication, meaning we give you 100 FA, 500 FA, but transparent to you, okay? You feel like you're using less MFA, but you're using more transparent to you. So some of the factors, for example, could be like your device ID and your public key, if you're using Gopher deployed, and your iris, your fingerprint, and your browser ID, so, and your location, and your home or office IP. So all those factors, once you install the app, like you install some other app from App Store, the Gopher app, you get all this context aware in place, okay? But it's not working yet. But it has to go to your corporate enemy. So they already have like 100 factors out of your endpoints. So they can just check mark how many factors they want to enforce. For example, they want to enforce that location match. This is typical in banking system, right? Once a banking employee walk out of the banking office, they got no access because location doesn't match, right? So secondly, for example, you want to enforce the IP match, and your corporate admin tells you, hey, give your home IP. Or they already have your home IP once you use Gopher from your home. And then you check mark that the home IP enforce. Once you get out of your home, you want to access corporate resource. You're not good, okay? And your connection, your access is cut off. So this is called an IP match, location match, fingerprint match. And you can imagine like we give you 100 factors, okay? So with all the factors, we call it context-aware or contextual information. So you don't have to do anything, but your corporate, the enemy has a capability to enforce all the factors match, okay? So why this matters? Because you imagine that your credential has been already like stolen, leaking out. The hacker, bad actors has your password, username. They try to log into your company system. From there, we already intercept because their IP doesn't match or their device doesn't match, right? Device ID doesn't match it. Their IP doesn't match it. Their location doesn't match it. So you end up getting a capability like even your credential is compromised. The bad actors has no way to log into your system, okay? Your corporate, even your internal system has no way. Okay, somebody asking, hey, what if my computer is stolen, right? Okay, that's still good. So your computer is stolen, and what if you corporate already enable your fingerprint, your iris, right? Those are biometric. So they could use it as a part of the factors. So meaning still they cannot log into a system, right? So this is how we protect the endpoints. Yeah, you guys think it makes sense? Any question for?
Yeah, but the biometric identification can be controversial.
Oh, so
Because it's your own identity, you cannot release it to a company. They have it. And if the database is hacked,
Mhm.
you have it.
Oh,
See, so it's a double-edged sword. That's what I'm trying to say. Not
yeah.
that it's not good.
Mm.
It's just small company can't afford to secure your biometric.
So you usually biometric never leave your computer. So in our implementation, in our database, Gopher database, we don't save your iris, your fingerprint. So that's not allowed from regulation side and also from security side. Usually we use a zero knowledge proof, meaning still on your device, but you have to, from your device, you create a proof. And from Gopher side, we verify that proof. That goes to a space called zero knowledge proof. So we don't hold your biometric data.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on your computer. Yeah. Well, we use a mechanism that goes beyond the topic, but it's called a zero knowledge proof. ZKF, ZKP, for short. Yeah, anyway, so all the model companies, they have to use a combination of manufacturers, not just one, okay, for security reason. Any question? Okay, second one, we talk about this granular access control, which is quite important. And more than half of the companies, they don't have any single implementation of this side. So we designed a very generic policy framework and give you a tool, and the administrator of your company can just steal and from graphic interfaces and just check mark on some policy and make the policy associated with your identity. Like you as a company admin, or you as a company contractor, you as a company, not a full-time employee. So they give you different level access control. Imagine you go to bank system, right? You're going to wire a fund, right? If just 100, and the front desk can wire. If it goes to like 10,000 or 100,000, the manager has to come, right? Why me? The supervisor, VP has to come, authorize, right? The same like level of policy, make it identity aware and the role based. That's what we do. Okay, we give you a tool policy framework, which is very extensible. So you can configure from there, and you end up get like object level access control. So even bad actors coming to your system, they cannot access the objects, the resources they are not supposed to touch. Yeah. So this policy is quite important. Still want to recall the target, right? That case, if they have a policy in place, right? The contractor only got a contract level access, right? They don't have the strategy of like get all the data, customer data, 100 million customer data leaking out, okay, by the bad actors. So, yeah, this is a policy framework. I will show you guys what the policy look like when we come to the demo. But this is how we take care of the corporate resource protection, give you object level access control. Yeah. So anything between from your endpoints and corporate side, we gave you that quantum secure end-to-end encrypted protection, because we think from user to machine, the connection is very, very vulnerable, like I explained, right? So why we think we invest heavily about this quantum secure end-to-end encryption, almost everybody here care about it. So that's just what we learned from our previous company, which is VPN, consumer VPN. We just know that VPN itself, even you have WireGuard, you have IPsec, you have all those protocols, is not secure enough, okay? So we have lots of experience from that side. That's why from Gopher project, we designed a protocol called a two-phase handshake protocol, okay? Make your communication quantum secure and end-to-end encrypted. End-to-end encrypted, you guys probably already familiar with, for example, if you use WhatsApp Messenger, if you use a Signal Messenger, you already have the out-of-box end-to-end encrypted, meaning if I send you message and you send it back, only you and me, we can encrypt, decrypt, right? Nobody else. But recent rumors that Facebook can still sloop into your WhatsApp traffic. That's another story. But with Signal Messenger, right? They have the double-rotched that encryption algorithm. You get forward secrecy you don't have that end-to-end problem. So we even doing better than the Signal Messenger. Okay, Signal Messenger, they use double ratchet algorithm, meaning if I send you message, even the bad actors capture your message encrypted. Okay, and then if they correct, and they use that key to correct that specific message, but they cannot correct the upcoming message. That's what we call a forward secrecy. Why? Because each message double ratchet algorithm give you a unique key, right? Message one is K1, message two, a K2, okay? All the way. It's like key is always shuffled, okay? So that's how you get a forward secrecy. So this is a very important concept. What about the forward secrecy? So what we do for this level of protection encryption, end-to-end encryption, we're even doing better than double ratchet, but we don't use double ratchet itself, and we are the similar concept, but we don't shuffle the key every single byte, okay? But we give you like time bound that key reshuffle, meaning you can decide every 5 seconds, right? And user to machine traffic, right? You have to reshuffle the key. We give you that capability, meaning you get the same level of forward secrecy like Signal Messenger double ratchet, but you don't have that latency, because the message is like you don't need like be on time always, right? You can send, post it there, and later you check message, right? For this like on-time communication, user to machine, especially machine to machine workload traffic, you cannot you cannot have that level of latency, right? So that's why we give you time-bound key reshuffle mechanism. You can use it every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds. So this is what we learned. Try to make your end-to-end encryption is very secure. Meanwhile, you get a forward secrecy. Yeah. Question for this?
Yeah, so this is in transit. I suppose if it's at rest, that it would still have that vulnerability where someone can copy it and later on encrypt it.
Yes, it is. Because right now we're talking about the connection, data in transit. So data at rest encryption, that's a larger kind of space. That's called DLP, right? Data loss protection. So that's a larger story. We only take this in transit the same.
This end-to-end encryption, is it meant for conversation where the message is short? In paragraph, etc., versus when people really actually working with the corporate environment that they can send files that they do.
Yeah, so this end-to-end encryption time-bound key reshuffle is like a application. It's like a traffic agnostic, meaning once you have the Gopher tunnel connection established, on top of that, it's work on layer 3. By the way, Gopher works on layer 3 and above, meaning all the traffic on top of layer 3, HTTP traffic, FTP traffic, like you said, file transfer, or even message, right? HTTPS, all the traffic, doesn't matter. So, yeah, it's layer 3 and above. So, yeah. So we do the one step further is we think this end-to-end encryption is not enough when it comes to quantum computer. That's why you guys, if you guys read the most recent news, which is like some Chinese researcher, okay, has already used a Canada-based company called D-Wave quantum computer. They have already cracked the 22-bit of the RSK. Okay, usually RSK in modern companies, you are looking for 1024-bit. That's just to start. Okay, double that, just relatively scale. Triple that, you get very secure, right? But the D-Wave system, Chinese researcher has already been able to crack the 22-bit. Okay, so that cracking capability doesn't go linearly. Okay, it's gonna go that leapfrog. Okay, and the exponentially. So, meaning sooner or later, you have this problem called quantum security problem. Okay, probably a lot of you probably don't know about it, or you're not familiar with this quantum security problem. I will give you an example. So let's say you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, right? You really want to have like very secret conversation with your wife, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, right? And then somebody install something, okay, beside you, in your home or your hotel you're living, okay? They're listening. Okay, and your conversation with your party, and they cannot decrypt it because everything is encrypted, like the WhatsApp Signal message, right? However, once these bad actors recording your conversation, they're going to save there, okay, for 1 year, 2 years. Once they get this quantum computer capability, they just decrypt it, okay? So that problem could save it now, decrypt later, okay? So they record and decrypt later. So you can imagine that every day you're using banking mobile, right? Your wired fund, the login system, that goes to HTTPS for sure, to your Bank of America, right? So what if they have already recorded your traffic, right? And that DWIF system evolve or some other similar system evolve very quickly, okay? They can already know your traffic, your password, who is going to wire the funds, right? They have that capability. Even when it comes to blockchain, right? All the blockchain is based on RSA capability. If you have wallet, right? You have public key, you have private key. Private key is your secret, right? You want to hold, nobody can else, right? To understand. And then the PKI RSA-based system in blockchain has the same vulnerability, okay? The quantum computer count. So that's why we do one step further to make our communication quantum resistant, okay? So how do we do that? I'm going to break down a little bit. So simply put, on the high level is we designed a two-phase handshake protocol. So first phase one is we calculate quantum key between the two parties to communicate. So phase two, we do this RSK in handshake, okay? However, we use quantum key as a pre-shared key, okay? Inject into this RSK and the negotiation. Quantum key as a pre-shared key. And in the end, if you are done with the handshake of the RSK, and then you got a double security. So meaning, in order to crack decrypted traffic, first one, they have to decrypt your end-to-end encryption, which is like classical encryption, RSK-based technology, right? Nowadays, without quantum computer, it's practically not possible, okay? And then what if you have quantum computer bad actors? So they already like can decrypt your end-to-end encryption messaging. And then it comes to quantum key, okay? And then we design protocol quantum resistant, meaning even if they have quantum computer in the foreseeable future, they cannot decrypt your message because the protocol itself, we use the Kyber protocol, is from NIST, most recently standardized, okay? That protocol designed by itself to be a quantum resistant. So you can imagine that we put these two together. It's for DoD level, for banking level, okay? For the air-gapped system level encryption. I can imagine you guys have questions. Any question on this?
Did you say a quantum key and something else key? I didn't get this.
So
Quantum key.
quantum key is for quantum resistant. End-to-end encryption is for RSK. RSA.
RSA.
Yeah, RSAK. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, would you be able to go into more detail on the Kyber security protocol?
Yeah, we will. So and after this, we're gonna break down how do we design the like two-phase handshake and Kyber. How does it work? Okay, all together. Any question, guys? Okay, so lastly, okay, we protect the endpoint, we protect the corporate resource with positive control, protect the connection. So we think it's still not good enough, okay? And we really want to protect this lateral movement of data breaches. Lateral meaning, and once you get a breach from one system, that breach move around to the whole company, okay, whole organizations. That's called lateral movement. And then we design a system, and you can on demand create your network segment, okay? Once you create a network, and you have to run your endpoints and your server workloads inside the same network, you create it, you manage it. So, and nobody else, if it's not part of this network, can access it across. So that's why we give you this on-demand micro-segmentation capability. So we're going to demonstrate how does it look like, right? So we put all these four together, and we addressed all the security problem give you a comprehensive, holistic approach to safeguard your assets, your endpoints, your communications. Yeah. So you guys have any question? Okay, I will just go. Okay, all right. It's coming. Wait. Oh, it's coming. Just switch now. Yeah, so of course, based on these 4 security dimensions, what you get is first of all, you can eliminate all the unwanted device for sure, right? The endpoint, you got a protection, the 100 factors, so nobody else can like replicate all these factors, right? Secondly, you can restrict access to particular resource object, right? From the corporate side. This is what you get, the value out of the Gopher. And for the quantum secure, you can stop, you can free of any advanced man-in-the-middle attack because of our quantum secure end-to-end encryption. So lastly, with this micro-segmentation, and you manage this segregated networks, run the workloads, okay? The endpoints put together, and you can prevent this lateral data breaches. So the flow as here's how it look like, how it works at Gopher. If your company or even yourself or as a personal team, you can also play around the Gopher product, how it works, right? So flow as so Gopher, of course, is agent-based system, meaning you need a Gopher app. Without a Gopher app agent, you don't get this level of protection, right? You cannot. So it's agent-based. Of course, we have some other capability called a hybrid approach. So machine to machine, you don't need a Gopher, but user to machine, user side, endpoint side, you need Gopher. And then in the middle, we give you a feature called Gopher router, okay? And connect this hybrid approach, agentless and agent, right? That's a lot of story we're going to talk about. So with this remote side and the corporate side, you have Gopher sitting on both sides, okay? So first one, you have to do the contextual information match, right? That's what we talk about. So like all the factors have to match in order to get into. So after you get a context match, and we already know who you are and your user identity. So secondly, because our policy is identity aware. For example, we know you're a contractor, okay? Or we know you are just part-time or you're a full-time employee, right? And we know your identity. And once you want to access the system, and we're gonna look up your associated policy and your config, and administrators and decided and make this policy check, okay? You're not supposed to access data resource, okay? And if you don't have access based on the policy. So that's the second gatekeeper. Thirdly, so like I explained, all the workloads as server, user, they have to run inside the network segment. So they have a dedicated session level tunnel or application level tunnel, right? So you have to do the tunnel match, okay? You see here, once you have a tunnel match and you have, you see the difference here. Once you have tunnel match and you have the chance to establish the connection, okay? From user to machine or machine to machine. And after that, you see the difference here. On the both sides, Gopher app will assign the Gopher private IP for your endpoints. For example, if you install Gopher on your computer, you get a virtual IP, which is Gopher private IP. And from server side, you got same Gopher IP, okay? So with this IP and every traffic goes to the tunnel, okay, which is quantum secure and encrypted. So, and after all the 3 gatekeeper, so you have already went through, right? Lastly, like I said, all the workloads, user machine has to be running inside of this segregated network. So this is how it looks like. This is like exactly mapping out what we talk about the 4 unique security dimensions, right? Yeah. So context match, policy match, tunnel match, and they get a Gopher IP, and they run from the network segment. Nobody else can. Okay. So, question.
So basically, it's like a VPN with the device communication at each end.
Yeah, you can think of that way. A VPN tunnel, give you a VPN tunnel and make it access identity aware, policy aware, context aware, right? But of course, our approach is like a more comprehensive and more holistic approach, right? Just the tunnel, right? You see here, that's contextual match, right? Policy match. That's all goes for the enterprise capability. And then the tunnel itself is like, of course, like way more secure than VPN tunnel itself, right? Lastly, it's like micro segmentation. Yeah, so you can access. Nobody else can. Unless they are invited or they're part of the network as a workload as a user. So, yeah, question you guys have?
Yeah, but this is very different from Google's zero trust model, right? From my understanding, for example, I can go to one of their sites, their internal sites from anywhere on the internet. And I won't be able to authenticate in even if I stole one of their devices. Right? So they have zero trust, but their applications are still open to the internet. Because this goes back to like your first slide where even when they had firewalls and everything, the workers still had mobile phones. So the firewall was already like kind of degraded in the subsequent period.
Yeah, that's true because you go across the perimeter, right?
Right.
Perimeter, which is firewall.
Right.
You're already victim, right?
Right. But they still wanted to protect their assets even from inside the firewall.
So that you're asking that internal threats, right? I mean, what's your question?
Their model assumes that there's no difference between internal and external threats.
That's true. That's a principle of zero trust.
Right.
Zero trust don't assume that you're trusted. You're not trusted. Right. So that's why they talk about the continuously, dynamically verification. Yeah. So they don't assume you're trusted because once you go across the perimeter, it could be trusted, it could be not, right? So that's zero trust. That we give you the same capability, right? Here we talk about the perimeter itself. You have to run from that microsegmentation, meaning you feel like it's still zero's perimeter, right? It is zero's perimeter, but that perimeter is like you have full control. It's like software defined. It's on demand based on your different level. You can create a network for your team, you and me. You can create a larger network for your HR application, for financial application. You can create a larger network just for contractor, right? So,
right, but let's say on the remote worker side, they somehow download a virus. Right? Well, that connection is still secure, so that virus can still infiltrate the enterprise resource.
Virus cannot log into a system unless they can replicate all the factors you enforced. Make sense? The malware.
So they can like eavesdrop on whatever the remote worker is doing.
This goes to next slides here. Okay. So I will explain and follow your topic. So why this Gopher has a capability and just cut off all this that access they are not supposed to, right? So typical flow is like how you get the malware virus thing affecting your system because you get phished. For example, Hillary Clinton, right? The email box is phished, right?
Yeah.
That's why they got a problem, right? So you got phished. Just be very careful every day. Your daily email box, right? You don't click any link, okay?
Okay.
Because we have we're doing security, right? We have a tons of capability just to phish your credential, okay? So just be aware. Don't click any links, right? Just look at the message. Don't click. So once you click, we can inject JavaScript into a browser, okay? And we can get a cookie. And we steal your credential. That's just so easy, right? You guys probably don't know, and we know, okay? We know everything. And so once you get phished, your credential are either the JWT token or that the OAuth2 token, or just a plain text password, everything, and we can grab out, right? However, if you don't have the Gopher solution protected like that way, okay, and then you're done Because from here, they can just use the same credential, log into your system, okay? And then after login, that's where and when they install the malware into your server environment. And the malware's capabilities try to encrypt data, ask for ransomware, like the Colony Pipe, right? They ask for a couple of mini ransomware, okay? Install malware, ransomware out there. So to be your point, they have to log into your system in order to get those damages, okay? Otherwise, there's no way. So like Colony Pipe is such a case. Like some other, like Long Beach school district, they get data breaches, a lot of cases. So that's why the vanilla protection, it's not good enough for the phishing attack, ransomware attack. You must need this kind of protection. So back to your point. So let's see, the bad actors has already, okay, be on your device, right? Be on your device. So what it looks like. So in our Gopher protection, so the bad actors, right? So most likely they don't have the root access to your device, meaning they got your credential. They don't log in from the same computer because they need a root access to install something or to inject something, okay? They can only get your credential, and a lot of times they use a credential from some other place, other device. Hacker is not going to use your computer, just log into your system. There's no way, because Windows is very vulnerable, because once you forget to set up a password, hacker already got a root access, right? Windows user by default root access. So that's a lot of story. For the other Linux, Unix-based system, okay, you need to escalate your access to get root access. So that's why hacker is really hard. Just use your computer, have the root access, install some malware. It's less likely, okay? So they use that stolen credential, log into a system somewhere. So in those cases, we will protect very well, because they cannot replicate all the factors you enforced, right? For example, somewhere IP doesn't match, longitude, latitude doesn't match, right? Device ID doesn't match, okay? All those doesn't match. So you can get rid of them. I give you a good example, okay? 23andMe, you send a saliva and test your genetic stuff, right? They get hacked like since last April all the way to like October, right? A lot of companies are almost bankrupt, okay? And there are 6 million, 1 million Jewish people, some other many of like Canadian or some other people, 6 million. Multi-country class action lawsuit against that company. So the stock already be the bottom line, okay? So the hacker uses a way called credential stuffing, hacking. So each of you guys, okay, once you interact with internet, I can instantly get your ID, phone number, where do you live? Do you believe that? I have that capability, okay? So I have the vendor, for example, I have the vendor called Hack Lotus. So I can get each of you. Don't be scared, but this is the real world, okay? Like your SSN, if you have been used that for social, like your phone number, like your driver license, like where do you live? All those data, your personal data, okay? I can get it instantly, okay? So the same. So your identity, your credential is in dark web, okay, everywhere. So that 23andMe, the hackers just got a tons of multi-terabytes of the credential leaking to dark web. They buy that one, they bought that one, and then they just use brute force, okay? Try each one at a time to log into a 23andMe system, okay? Because a lot of you guys use the same pattern for your password, right? For example, use some prefix, suffix in the middle, change a little bit, right? Use the same pattern, because every day you have to deal with tons of websites, okay? You have to interact with them. Same pattern, the hacker use the same technique, credential stuffing, log into 23andMe, the backend system. Unluckily, okay, they don't take care. They don't have that incident reporting. Has to be hacked 6 months, okay? So that's just how bad it is. So every day. So this is how we call it, right? From here, you cannot replicate the factors, okay? As a company, you enforced. That's what we just cut from there. So even, for example, I give you example. I can give you my credential of our VPN website, which is privileged access control. You have my credentials, there's no way you can access into because you cannot replicate the factors we enforced on the admin side. Yeah. So some stuff here. You guys have any question? This is how we use Gopher to bulletproof protect your credential compromise. You lock down your server, lock down your email. So we have customers using Gopher to lock down the email server. They have the Microsoft Outlook-based email on the on-premise deployment, right? And what they do is they create a Gopher network, and they have the Gopher IP. You guys remember that? We have Gopher IP here on each side after you connected it. So they have this imap.xyzcompany.com, which is like a incoming email protocol, okay? Then link that domain, email domain, with a Gopher private IP. So, and then they create a network for email receiving only purpose. They onboard all their employees into this Gopher, into this email network. So, meaning, what you can access, you can receive your company email only if only, okay, you're inside this network, okay, and you got access, you got the chance to have tunnel to the remote side, which is the email server. So they lock down their email server, okay, nobody else can access it. Even you have somebody has your email password, credential, anything, Okta, SSO, they cannot use it to receive email. Yeah. Yes. So any question for this side? Yeah, the flow. Yeah, some stats here are if you guys have a company and they have 500 employees, okay, if you get data register, minimum you are looking for 5 minutes to start and hire the agency, get involved with the feds and to do the investigation. So with our Gopher in protection, you get a holistic approach and 500 employees, you're looking for like an average like 100,000 for this different level of protection you have seen. The endpoints, corporate side, and connection in between, and the micro-segmentation. Okay, so after that, we have this dashboard thing. I don't want to, it's just too small, and we're going to do a real dashboard looking demo. Okay, here's how it looks like from the app. Okay, I want to give you an idea. So once you onboard your company employee and they just install the app like from the App Store, and then you will see a list of the networks which is covered for different purposes: a contractor, an employee, an email only, or financial HR only, or that the sales team only. You can create on-demand, create as many as you want. So once they log in, they're going to see the different network, okay? And then they just connect it, like the VPN connection, right? They connect it, and then and rest of the thing, and just the Gopher, the app itself is going to take care. Really depends on your admin policy, okay? From a control side, control plane side. And once you connect it, so of course you have this your link that the IP 4 and 6 address, which is private IP, and can only be interpreted by Gopher tunnel itself. Also, some customer, some deals ongoing. So a customer from Chicago-based this Ocean, the next generation data warehouse, like the Snowflake, but they do the data warehouse. So they have like 160 people hired all over the world, and they need Gopher to secure their lab environments because the developer accesses their lab environments from everywhere. And some other is they rent a data center in Chicago and they use a cloud workloads a lot. So they want to have a single network abstraction, okay? Not like cloud, not on-premise. So Gopher can create a network, connect the cloud machine and on-premise data centers all together, give you unified addressing, which is Gopher IP. You can see that you got a mesh networking connection all together. So this is what is it used. What some other is just in-time access. I can explain it. For example, you are a software company and you have your own customer, right? A lot of times you have to access into your customer environments. So staging or live, okay, whatsoever. So However, nowadays the only solution you can do is a wireless IP. Okay, that's just so vulnerable. So what they use is Gopher is it's called a vendor Gopher. Okay, their customer set up Gopher network, just invited this Ocean company as a vendor access it, gave them like a 1 day, okay, and 2 day access, and then after that, like Gopher is gonna cut off the connection automatically, because the feature we could do for JITA, just in-time access. It's timing bound, some other like attributes based system. Okay. Some other, we have a Gopher container, which is a solution to secure part-to-part security. If you run the Kubernetes workload, and the part-to-part security is not addressed, so that's an empty space. We give you a unified networking addressing. You can secure the part-to-part. Part is the smallest deployment unit if you for the Kubernetes workloads. Okay. Yeah. So this one, another one is Interpublic. It's a advertising company. They have 70,000 people all over the world, sent to different countries. So right now they're using Gopher to deploy the zero trust capability and to deploy the SD-WAN. So second was Gopher WAN. SD-WAN meaning you have multi-country, multi-branch office, right? You want to interconnect all of them securely with the zero trust, the SASE capability, right? Gopher WAN can give you that like a few clicks deployment. So that's just how they're special, because they have like geographically distributed system. This company back to 30. Another one is called Walter P. Moore. They're AEC industrial company, stands for architect, engineering, and construction. So they're back to 30, so almost 100-year company. They're serving like hundreds of thousands of other AEC companies. So what they use is kind of a wide labeling Gopher. They have a subsidiary IT company just serving their like hundreds of thousands of AEC company portfolio. They use Gopher as a kind of wide labeling solution and give all their portfolio company kind of capability that ditch your legacy VPN. The case one, secondary remote access protection, and PAM protection. We call it just-in-time privilege access protection. Yeah, another one is SkyHigh security. If you guys heard about this vendor, it's SSE. The founder as an advisor, that's a key person we push behind. Okay, so they serving like 80% of global banks and 25% of Fortune 500. So we have learned from their like 3,000 customers is they need a bi-directional unlock capability. Meaning what? So nowadays, 99% of the security solution is taking care of user to machine traffic. Meaning each of you guys access your corporate resource, right? That's user to machine. And a lot of times their customer want to have this machine to user and the capability. Meaning, for example, what if you're a company, right? Like you have installed that sensor, okay, POS machine on different store, different country, right? What if that POS machine itself is bad, or some other sensor is bad, right? So you cannot send your people out everywhere. You cannot do that, right? With Gopher, what they can do is install Gopher on edge device. And then they can use a Gopher to initiate server to client traffic, okay? Log into their edge device to do troubleshooting and to do some other diagnostics. That's what they call a bi-directional capability. So Gopher is like a top-notch solution because we have the peer-to-peer connection, quantum secure, right? You can initiate and the server to client traffic. For example, I can set up a network. I can connect each of you and into the network. If you let me know your Gopher IP, I can ping your computer, okay, instantly. So in the eyes of Gopher, there's no client to server, server to client. Everything is peer. So that's why we have that server to client and the connection capability. This is SkyHigh. They're using Gopher to serving their portfolio companies. So another case is Gopher router thing, like I explained. So it makes lots of sense install the agent, Gopher agent, to protect your employee endpoints, right? because you are moving everywhere. It's very vulnerable. But lots of companies are kind of reluctant to install some app on their servers, on their machines, because they think